Hey, it's Jacob here, the firebrand, with some guidance, insight, intuitiveness about dark and light. Okay, we're currently at the end of July and we have Mars in Scorpio, okay, and there's been an ongoing debate that has driven me crazy over the last few months. I got personally attacked by a number of people for not doing anything really apart from stating an opinion, which was interesting that they had to attack me personally about it. Okay, we do have dark and we do have light. I have never personally said to avoid the dark, okay? And most people who, if you want to say, come from the light, don't say avoid the dark either. They say don't wallow in the dark. Don't, revel in the dark, and don't take actions that come from the dark. It's simple. It's not hard to understand, It's really about, dark is acting revenge on somebody, okay? So you get person A who does something to person B, and then person B does something back to person A, and then person A does something to person C because person C is related to person B, and then person C does something to person A, and it goes on and on and on. This is where wars come from. This is where conflict starts. It's not rocket science. And it's about really, not, for want of a better word, embracing, reveling in, wallowing in the dark. Bad shit happens in the world, yes, and it's no coincidence that we have the conscious awareness of people struggling and starving in the world. We have the conscious awareness of wealth and income inequality on planet Earth. We have the knowledge that what we're doing to the planet is radically changing our climate, that it's destroying our Earth, that it's having a harmful effect on the ecology and the ecological balance of the Earth, that species are becoming extinct. And yes, this is all dark and this is all negative, but what do we do with it? That is the key here. The key is what we do with it. It's not the fact that all this dark stuff has happened, because it's happened and we can't change that. It's what it tells us to do. So, all this happening in the world on a global scale is asking us to come from a better place, to do it differently, to come from a better place, to say, yes, this is all shit, this is all crap, all this stuff has happened, but what can we do to make it better? What can we do to change it? Coming from a dark bit, oh, fuck it, let's just blow the planet up and have a nuclear war and kill everybody and be done with it. Be coming from the light will be, okay, so what can we do to change all this? How can we work together and put aside our differences and coordinate and work together with the common aim being our pain, the common aim perhaps being our pain and perhaps being our anguish, that we're upset and we're annoyed and we're hurt that all this has happened, and that pain unifies us, but we come from a light and we move into the light and we move into positivity through it. We don't ignore it, and no one's ever said ignore it, And I would wonder sometimes, why people have to focus on it all the time and stay in it, because there for me is a fear of change, the fear of taking responsibility for yourself, and a fear of you really kind of understanding your place in all of it. I've got my own personal stories. I can talk to you for hours about all the crap that's happened to me in my life, and I could bitch and cry about it, until the cows come home, but it's not going to change anything. I've worked on that and I've worked through that and I've learned the lessons, well, as much as I possibly can. But it's taught me, and I've embraced that side, and in some respects, it's helped me to help other people because I can empathize and sympathize with people who aren't in such a good place because I've been there myself, you know. And, you know, getting back to this whole thing, you know, it's like plants don't grow in the dark, do they? Very few plants actually grow in the actual dark, do they? No, they need light, they need sunshine, they need light. Human beings need light. What would happen if we all lived in caves in the dark? You know, we would change. You know, it's about both, and it's not about one dominating the other. But you know, the interesting thing is that the people who are stuck in the old dark energy of needing to control the economy, needing to control people, needing to own and have more wealth than everybody else, needing to increase and expand their wealth at the cost of others, they are coming from the dark and they do not have good intentions. You know, they are out for themselves and fuck everybody else. You know, when that oil company polluted Alaska, they wanted to get away with it. They didn't want to take responsibility. They didn't want to put their hands in their pockets and pay for the damage they did. They expected the government to do that. This is examples of dark energy. You know, it's like about not taking responsibility and just doing what the fuck you like, when you like, to who you like. You know, well, I want this person I want to have sex with this person, and I'm just going to rape them because I'm not interested in what they want. You know, it's all about me and I don't care. You know, that's dark energy. It's the ego energy at its worst. You know, the ego energy at its worst can be like, this is what I want, and if I don't get it, then you're gonna be sorry. Or it's like, this happened to me and I need to punish everybody and I need to make everybody else miserable, you know. I didn't have a nice birthday party when I was 5 and I didn't get a fire truck when I was 5, so I'm going to go to someone else's birthday party and piss on their cake and break all their toys because I'm pissed and I need revenge. What does that do? It doesn't do anything, does it? How does it solve things? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. How does it help things? No. All it does is piss other people off at their party. So then they get angry and then they get annoyed. You know, the dark energy in some respects, when it gets going, it can just replicate itself and go through generations. You know, you have to look at how the church, how religion has caused much pain and anguish in the world. You know, slavery, how lesbian and gay people are being treated, how women are being treated, how you know, like, you know, for centuries people have been abused. Look at Israel and Palestine. You know, the Israelis, the generations were abused and herded from one country to another. 6 million of them killed in the Second World War. And look at how they're behaving now to Palestine. They're becoming the aggressors. Why? Because they're coming from dark energy. Because the dark energy needs revenge. They need to punish other people for what happened to them. And they need to treat other people how they were treated. It doesn't work because what's happening is that other countries now are coming in to support Palestine, going, hey, he's my Muslim brother and you're abusing him. I want a piece of you now as well. That's all dark energy. You know, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've been under dark energy for centuries and centuries and centuries. It doesn't work, which is why we're here now. It does work if we look at it, see what it tells us, and use it to move into the light. Into the light, into positivity, into wanting to change to make it better so that we can then deal with the next level that gets revealed. Because if we stay and wallow in the darkness, we stay stuck at that level of consciousness, okay? What's happening at the moment is that the energy, the vibration of our planet is being lifted and raised upwards because we're all energy. Excuse me. And the universe is still expanding. So energy is still expanding. We're vibrating at a higher level. And if we're stuck in the darkness, it just causes tension that isn't good, you know, and it means we're stuck at that level. So when we learn the lesson and we learn what it teaches us and we find a way that we can move forwards and move up, it helps because we go, okay, yeah, all right, I'll give you an example. I grew up in children's homes, all right? And I got sexually, emotionally, and physically abused, and despite all that, my dad still felt he could have a hold on my life, even though he had nothing to do with me. He didn't contribute emotionally, financially into my life, okay? And he thought he could have a hold on me. And yeah, I was mighty pissed for a long time, and when he died, my stepmom didn't invite me to the funeral and didn't tell me about it, and I went to see her, and she wouldn't even let me in the house. I forgave her because I thought, what, I got angry and I got upset at her, and I thought, you know what, she's coming from a place of pain. To do that, to do something as horrible as that, someone must be in such pain and such anguish in themselves, and even though she did me out of a fucking huge inheritance, I thought, forgive her, because that is an act of someone who's in such pain and such fear and such anguish. What? Me fucking her over, how's that gonna, what's that gonna do? How's it gonna contribute to her? It's not. So I forgave and I walked away. It's as simple as that, and, I honestly felt in my bottom of my heart there was no point in creating some kind of battle, and that's what happens. You just get stuck in a cycle of hate, in a cycle of revenge, in a cycle of anguish, in a cycle of pain. It's like what we're being taught. Why do you think we've appeared from the 1930s up until now, where psychology and talking about things and going to a therapist and digging it all up and going, oh yes, daddy didn't do this to me and mummy did that to me, and it's because it's been revealed. It's been revealed so that we can heal and move forward, not so that we can keep stuck in that pain, in that hurt, in that anguish, going, well, daddy fucked me over and mummy fucked me over and Auntie Aunt Mabel did this and grandma Cheryl did this, and and we want to move forwards, but if we're stuck in that, pissed energy, we stay pissed and it doesn't do anything. It's about moving up and healing it and letting it go forwards and moving into that. If you look at it on a global scale, rather than an individual scale, on a global scale, it is really about us moving away from the paradigm that we're in, because if we're going to vibrate, if we're going to heal, and our vibration is going to properly raise, we've got to do things differently, because at the moment, the people in power, the people who hold the economic power, the people who hold the political power, and in some respects, the people who hold the religious power are coming from the dark, okay? And this isn't meant to be a scary thing. Oh, no, it's not meant to be a scary thing. Oh, no. It's meant to be to elevate us, to move us forwards and upwards and somewhere else until we can deal with the next level of stuff that's coming. Because there's another level up there that we need to deal with, another karmic level, whatever you want to say, that we need to deal with and we need to work through, and, in some respects, what we're doing now is proper hard work, because we're dealing with the karmic balance of, as I've said a long time ago in a video, the karmic balance of the planet, of what we've done and what responsibilities we've had in where we are now. And the reason why it needs to all change and come from the light is that we can stop the blame and we can stop the judgment and we can stop the jealousy and the envy and the pissness. Oh, it's their fault. Oh, it's his fault. Oh, it's her fault. Oh, no, they did it. Oh, no, it was him. And no. In order to come from the light, we've got to take responsibility for ourselves and move forward and say, okay, how can we change all this? How can we work together for the greater and better good of the planet, to create a better world and planet for us to live on? Because there'll still be challenges, it's not all going to be end when we create a better earth. It isn't just going to end and that's it, and there's nothingness, there'll still be challenges because we'll need to keep it going, and there will be challenges that will come up. You know, we might get invaded by aliens, or we might have some huge fucking natural disaster or something, or the poles might shift, or something might happen that will mean that we will all need to come together again. You know, and which is what it's all about. Yes, we need the darkness. The darkness does have valuable lessons to teach us, but not staying there, not living there, not taking up residence and moving your fucking furniture and your bed into the cave, into the darkness and living there and grumbling and complaining that everything is everybody else's fault, you know, because it's not. And the light is a good place to be, but you still have the darkness. You know, on a sunny day, when you stand there, you still have a shadow, you know? And on a cloudy day, you don't have a shadow. So, you know, and your shadow is there, you know, and your shadow reminds you of your human frailties, of you are a spiritual being in a human body, and your shadow reminds you of your human frailties and your humanness, and that you're not perfect. But it's what you do with that knowledge that's important, okay? I really hope this has been useful. 16 minutes long, my God, my bloody guides, sometimes they just won't stop and want me to speak stuff, and it comes from somewhere. And I really hope from the bottom of my heart that this is useful to you, that it speaks to you. I'm not telling you off at all, you know. Can't help my Ariesness, you know. Not telling you off. I'm just saying what I feel is useful information. I won't say the truth, because usually when people say this is the truth, it's not the truth. It's a truth. So this is a truth, not the truth, if that makes sense. You know, so this is a truth. I hope it's useful for you. I love you. Carry on doing what you're doing, and to the best of your ability, you know, try and go into your hearts. We're in Leo, Jupiter in Leo, time to go into your hearts and maybe look at what needs to be brought out to be healed, you know, because it will help other people as well. Remember, we are in all this. We are all in this together, and we are at a critical time in our history that we can really make a difference and make things better. This is what it's all about, is believing and knowing that we can make things better for everybody. All right?